This book's about George Milton, a man who's small and quick, both with his mind and his body. What's 9 times 5?
45.
Yeah, probably. George's best friend is Lenny. Although they're very different, both in size and in personality, they travel around America together getting work where they can. They're not related, but George promised Lenny's Aunt Clara that he'd take care of Lenny, and he wants to keep that promise. He carries Lenny's work card, does all his talking for him, and tries to keep Lenny out of trouble. But George also needs Lenny, partly for his strength, which helps to get them work, but mainly for his companionship. Apart, they'd both be very lonely. George shares a dream with Lenny, a simple dream to own a little bit of land and live there, eating whatever they grow together. George has his heart set on it, and he's prepared to work hard to save enough money. So then there's Lenny Small. Small by name, Pieta by nature. Lenny really relies on George. While Lenny is the brawn, George is the brains. With his limited intelligence, Lenny needs George to get him through day-to-day life. It's a cabbage. Lenny shares George's dream to one day own some land of their own. He trusts George completely. Lenny's a dangerous mix. He has the mind of a child, but the brawn of 2 men. These days, he'd probably be a WWE wrestler. At times, he doesn't know his own strength, and he has the habit of accidentally killing things. However, he's kind and caring and never deliberately sets out to harm anyone. Security! This is Curly. He's a nasty piece of work. He's also the ranch owner's son, so the workers aren't able to cut him down to size whenever they'd like to. Not that there's much to cut down. Curly is a small man. He's also a prize-winning boxer who's always looking to assert himself over others by fighting. He's also very possessive of his wife. He's lazy, unfaithful, insecure and mean. I'm only reading what it says here. Ah, here's Curly's wife. No one bothers to ask what her name is. Everyone just treats her like Curly's property, including Curly. Shh, no one wants to hear it, love. They haven't been married very long, and no one's quite sure what she sees in Curly. She's young, pretty, and wears attractive clothes. He's just short and annoying. She's lonely, she hates life on the ranch, and by the end of the book, she's dead. In the book, she doesn't overact as much. Crooks is the ranch's book, otherwise known as a stable hand. He's the only permanent employee and has seen loads of workers come and go. Crooks is the only black man on the ranch and is an outcast because of it. He's smart but cynical. He's got a collection of books and is knowledgeable about human rights. Put it this way, if he was on a ranch hand-themed edition of The Weakest Link, he'd win it.
Bank.
Slim here is a jerk-line skinner, a job that your careers advisor is unlikely to recommend. It means that he's the lead driver of the team of mules that works on the ranch. Despite Curly, the boss's son, thinking he's king of the ranch, it's really Slim that everyone looks up to. He gets the one thing out of everyone that Curly doesn't: respect. Slim has a quiet dignity and doesn't need to assert his authority. He just thinks carefully, speaks quietly, and everyone listens.
Any chance of a glass of water?
Of course. Can we have some water, please, for Mr. Slim? At the end of the book, Slim is the only one to twig what really happened, and he reassures George that he did the right thing. Candy's the oldest ranch hand, a strangely accurate job title because he does only have one hand. The other was cut off in an accident at work. Candy knows full well he's on borrowed time. As soon as the boss thinks he's too old to work, he'll be out on his ear with no way of earning money. Consequently, Candy keeps himself to himself and just accepts everything that happens to him. You could throw a glass of water at this bloke, he wouldn't even bat an eyelid. He blinked. He definitely blinked.